Hey everyone, it's 10 Types, and as many of you know, I like to play control decks, notably in Pokemon. We can also play control in Marvel Snap, where you try to stop your opponents from doing certain moves and restrict their abilities. So there are a lot of counter cards and control cards in Marvel Snap, but the one I wanted to focus my deck around and that I've developed quite a liking to is Storm. 3-2, so an okay stat line, but then flood this location, and then it says next turn is the last turn that cards can be played here. So it turns the location currently to flooding. Uh, Next turn you can play cards, but you can't play the cards there the turn after that. If I can, yep, there's the flooded location. Cards can't be played here. Same as Sanctum Sanctorum. Also, you can drop Professor X, so your opponent can't play cards here. And the reason I focused the deck on this is because the Storm and Professor X are Series 2 or below. So that means that you can pretty easily acquire them, assuming that you play the game for a little while. I also have Juggernaut, Daredevil, and Drax, which are the Series 3 cards, so they're a bit harder to get. Also, some other cards that could improve this deck or possibly improve are Absorbing Man and Spider Man, which I don't have just yet. Notably Spider Man, but really Professor X and Storm do the same thing. So Professor X and Storm are just very strong for locking down lanes. Professor X says that neither player can play cards here, same as Storm. But then you can also add a bit more power there by doing something like Sunspot, which you can pass on your turn to just push more power onto the Sunspot lane, which is super nice. You can Nightcrawler or Vision as well to move power to that lane. And then we also have America Chavez for some solid power push. Juggernaut, though, if you storm a lane, your opponent may want to play cards there. So you Juggernaut, Drax, or Jessica Jones to almost guarantee that you win that lane. Juggernaut actually guarantees that you win that lane. Drax and Jessica Jones both will put 8 power into that lane, which is probably more than your opponent can do, but it's not necessarily more than your opponent can do. Juggernaut, though, is nice. It's a bit of a hard card to get, but it works nicely with Storm. But as I said, Jessica Jones replace it nicely. Drax you can replace with Gamora or Groot as well, depending how you feel about it. You also see Shang-Chi and Cosmo as two powerful disruption cards. I could run Armor now. The current feature location is Altar of Death, which is super strong. When you play a card here, it scrolled. When you play a card here, destroy it. So pretty much every card here is destroyed, just like Death's Domain. And then you get +2 energy next turn, which is insane if your opponent's playing a destroy deck. So you could drop Armor in this list. Daredevil is nice because you can predict to get a guaranteed good Professor X, but you just need to be careful with this list. It's generally one of the harder lists to play. Let's see, so the first location, Los Diablos base, is fine, a bit generic, but it's fine. It'll ruin a random location, which is good for us because there aren't too many locations that we're looking forward to. And if you see the super flow as well, so we could storm now, but see the problem with that is that the storm lane could get destroyed by Los Diablos base. So we're just gonna pass here. It's not a big deal. We'll probably pass next turn as well. We just want to get our Sunspot big, get a bunch of power from Superflow, so not a big deal. We could have stormed Los Diablos base as well. It doesn't necessarily help us though. So instead, Altar of Death is gonna show up. Interesting. So we'll Jessica Jones to Los Diablos base, which is fine. Pass on that turn, and then we can drop Storm into Altar of Death, I think. We'll see. We'll see what location gets destroyed, and then we'll react from there. So we're going to see the Superflow get destroyed. We already have power in the Altar of Death, though, so that's pretty nice. I think I'll drop Storm, Nightcrawler, both into this middle lane. Nightcrawler is just so useful in this list. It's just so versatile, and it's great. Then we can also drop Juggernaut. Do they have reveal? So they're going to play Spider-Man, so they're playing some control aspects as well. That's really interesting. But I think Juggernaut here is just so good. Unless we bump him into Altar of Death, and then we are in a very unfortunate position there. Or we could drop Juggernaut. I think we just drop Juggernaut here. And that's how we do. We go from there. We're going to knock him hopefully to the left. We do nice. A massive Devil Dinosaur. So they're playing... I featured Devil Dinosaur recently. It's very strong. But we're going to need to push something big into this lane. Oh, but they can't play here either. So we could go for a Shang-Chi. Oh, they're just going to retreat. So they can't play into Altar of Death. I'd highly recommend you, if you're playing a deck, make sure you can actually do at least something with a featured location. Otherwise, if you can't do anything, that's really bad for you, because most people can, because they'll be building around it, and then you'll just be like in a really detrimental spot, especially with such an important one. We see Kiln though. Ooh, that's a nice location. Essentially functioning as an extra storm lane. It's really nice because it synergizes with us so well. We can Juggernaut to guarantee win a lane. We're going to have to pass in the first 2 turns. We see the Big House also limiting options. Wow, this is crazy. So this is going to limit so many options. Unfortunately, it's also going to limit a lot of options for us, which is bad. But I'm thinking, so they're going to drop into Big House Sentinel. This could be another Devil Dinosaur deck. In which case, that Devil Dinosaur will probably be played in this right lane, the Vault. Ooh, that's interesting. So, I think we drop Cosmo in this middle lane here. And then next turn, we can drop Juggernaut into Kiln. Oh, they are going to play a card into Kiln. They're going to drop Scarlet Witch. Vibranium Mine's coming up. So that's an interesting location. I'm thinking Jessica Jones into that location could be good. And the Juggernaut's so good with the Vault because it just puts us in a spot where we can lock down so many things. So they themselves are going to drop into the Vault. Interesting. And the Bishop can definitely outpower our Juggernaut, but I don't think it can outpower Juggernaut plus Daredevil. How many cards? They can play maybe 3 cards more. They do have reveal priority as well. We don't want to play this here because that's messes up our Jessica Jones. We don't want to play this here. We could just drop Drax for the 8 power. Maybe that's enough. Or we could drop the very safe play of Vision. I think I'm going to go with that. Vision is also very versatile, so we'll see if it looks like we're going to win the Vault or not. Probably not, so that's fine. They're going to Sentinel. Bishop gets more power every time they play another card, and Lizard. So yeah, we're not winning the Vault. But at least we know that now, and that's very useful information. And now, we can't play cards there, but we can get cards out of there. We can get that Vision out of there. So the big question is, one, are they going to drop a big Devil Dinosaur? And if so, where? And we can't really make a hard read here about the Devil Dinosaur because, how much is it going to... So they almost have a maxed hand, but not quite. I'm thinking Vision, we can't actually play... So... Ooh, this is interesting. So we can drop Daredevil, Drax, move Vision over. I don't think they're going to put power into Big House. That's my prediction. I'm not confident enough to snap on that, certainly. But that's my prediction. Please don't drop into Big House. They played small cards, but I think they're looking at big card. Going to slam that into Vibranium Mines. We just outpower them massively with Drax and Vision, and we win from there. But watch as I'm wrong. Oh, yep, I was wrong. So, as I said, you need to be very careful with this deck. We were not. We're going to see Angela, Sentinel, and maybe another, well, not another Sentinel, but, an Armor, yeah. So, that didn't work. There you see. That's why you do not snap in those situations. Could we have won? Most certainly. We could have dropped. Could we have won? We probably could have. Maybe drop a Juggernaut and been in an okay spot. Something like that. Obviously, that did not end up working out, though. So, you need to be very careful. That's why you don't want to go too aggressive with snapping. Sometimes you do because your opponent might concede early if they realize that they're losing. They're guaranteed to lose from Storm and Professor X. But you want to keep them sticking around. So, that's why you don't want to snap. So, you need to be careful with that. We're going to see Altar of Death come up. I think Daredevil's nice, though, into Eternity range to kind of possibly force a rock onto their side. One card you could play in this list is Debris to also mess up your opponent. They're going to Okoye into Altar of Death, so they're going to get a bit more energy their next turn. But is it that good? I don't think so. We're going to see Kiln as well. I'm thinking Storm Eternity range, maybe. Or we could Storm Altar of Death, or we could Storm Kiln. I think they have a lot of versatility with Kiln, though. Nice. So they drop... Oh, Captain Marvel. That can't end well for us. So we're going to take a guaranteed win, or essentially a guaranteed win, into one of these lanes here. Or we could drop Juggernaut and Sunspot. I actually really like this route. It's going to be really hard for us to overcome that Captain Marvel, though. The Jessica Jones play is probably the play here. Going to drop them to Flooded. They drop a Sunspot. Oh, so they're playing with the same bag of tricks that we are. They can deal with us pretty well, but the question is, are we able to just push enough power out? And they're going to play into Eternity range, right? It's kind of silly. They're going to pass. Ooh, so their Sunspot's going to get bigger. We can drop Vision, though. We can win Flooded or Kiln. We'll certainly win one of those locations. Let's see. I think they have Reveal priority. We can only play into Eternity range. But I'm thinking... Oh, no, we have Reveal priority. So we could Juggernaut. I can't really see that ending particularly well, though. They might play big cards. I think we'll just America Chavez, move the Vision to the right here. Again, not overly confident. Oh, wow. So the Shift in Power. They're going to win Flooded? No. No, they win Eternity range. And they... Wow, that's a ton of power. Okay, yeah, they wiped the floor with us there. That Captain Marvel play was so scary for us. And the Sunspot, they just had the perfect deck to counter us there. So let's hop into the next game. And also Spider-Man could be very good. Professor X Lockdown, we didn't work with that at all. But they were able to read us perfectly with that Gamora play. So that's what helped them out there so much. But we're looking for that early Sunspot. We see Vormir. Interesting location. Hopefully their deck doesn't work with the Destroy stuff, but we'll see. We can drop Nightcrawler. Oh, their deck definitely works with Destroy stuff. Okay, so we're going to see a Nova, Altar of Death. I think we're dropping Sunspot on the right here, but nice to get that down at least. Killmonger might just destroy all that stuff, but who knows. Bucky Barnes coming down. They might struggle to destroy that Nova. The only way they can do that is with Killmonger. Nidavlir's interesting. So I think we storm Altar of Death. We're going to struggle to win this lane. We could Drax to... nope, we don't have a chance of... Well, we'll see what they do in this lane. They're not going to get the benefit of destruction, though. We see the Sabretooth, the Wolverine. So we're just going to lose that lane, but that's okay. This is really interesting. I think we Drax on the right here. That feels pretty good. We could... Yeah, I think we Drax here. And they're going to play there. So we get some guaranteed. Maybe we should have Jessica Jones. It doesn't matter too much. They're going to destroy Shang-Chi with Yondu. So my question is, are they going to do Death? So they Killmonger or Sunspot and Nightcrawler. A bit annoying, but obviously we also saw that coming. And they get the Nova buffing them up even more, but nothing we didn't expect. So flooding... That lane's going to be closed off. That's fine. I think we Professor X. Yeah, so Vormir will destroy one of our cards. But if we drop Professor X, it won't. So, if we had Daredevil here, it would have been so good. But obviously, we don't. So we need to drop Professor X into the lane that we haven't dropped stuff into. And we see into lane that they don't drop stuff into. They can't drop a Death really this turn particularly easily. Maybe they do. I don't think so, though. I'm thinking we need to get the Professor X read, right? No, I think we go Professor X into Nidavellir. Please work. Let's go. We got the read. Oh, what? They leech us? Okay, it is what it is. I did not expect that, but apparently that's what they're doing. So do they have Death? That's the other big question. Okay, I don't see this ending particularly well either. Oh, and the card gets destroyed in Vormir. Well, we lost. Okay, so I don't know what I was going for there. We didn't really have any chance of winning. Yeah, so that's one of the issues for this deck as well. Honestly, the destruction decks on the ladder are just so strong right now. And obviously, Leech running rampant as well. Super annoying. Didn't really affect us there, let's be honest. But Leech and Juggernaut could have won us the game. We see Strange Academy. That's fine. So we'll drop a Nightcrawler. We can also theoretically ramp into Professor X or something like that. Wakanda. Ooh, I like that. Good location for us. And we see Daredevil as well. We can probably drop that into Strange Academy. We don't need it in Wakanda. And I like the versatility of Strange Academy. You can choose to lock it down with Professor X to have a lot of different options here. We're going to see Bucky Barnes to the right. And that's Hala. Ooh, interesting. So their goal is to Well, their goal's to lose that location, but we're not going to let them unless they play the hood, in which case they are going to lose that location. But we'll Cosmo middle, I think. Oh, that's definitely the hood, isn't it? No, it's Deathlock. So they're just going straight at it. Going to get that Bucky Barnes. If we could win that location, that would be insane. But we can't, right? So we'll Sunspot probably in the middle here as well. Just be in a very good position to win this location. And then probably Professor X next turn. We do have some insight with the Daredevil, which feels nice. They're going to Carnage. So a solid chunk of power goes into Wakanda, though. So that's what we were hoping for. Now, all we need to do is win one of these locations. So we'll see where they drop. And this is where Daredevil comes in big, but you can also read. I'd say they're probably going for Wakanda. They're going to play into Wakanda. So we drop into... Well, we'll see what they drop into Wakanda. As I said, I think that's the play. No, they're going to drop into Strange Academy. That's kind of weird. Yondu and Venom. So they're going to have 7 power. I'm thinking, is the tie ever the right play here? No, I don't think so. I think the play is definitely Professor X, this middle location. Guaranteed to win it. And then we can put a bit more power into Strange Academy. But they destroy our Chavez. I guess I should have realized that. Yondu is always going to destroy the America Chavez. But we have the Shang-Chi. So I think they're going to have the power advantage overall. Meaning that they're going to have reveal priority. Just what we want. Meaning that we can Shang-Chi this left lane. And I think that's all we do. We move Nightcrawler over as well, definitely. If they drop Death here, which I think they're going to drop. Please be Death. Let's go. Death Nova. Nice. We get the Shang-Chi read. And this is where the deck comes in really powerfully. Just these reads. You need to make sure you know these reads. You need to know the meta and know what your opponent's playing. Once you get that down, it's really nice. I should probably play Armor in this list for the future location as well. It's just super overpowered right now, but I've chosen not to play it because I don't know why it doesn't normally belong in the list, so I've just decided to cut it. Avengers Compound. So that restricts play of our opponents as well. That's kind of cool. It makes the Daredevil kind of useless, but that's fine. We see Xandar. That's an okay location as well. We have to pass. This is why Sunspot's so good. You pass so often. But Altar of Death. So that's okay. Probably want to Juggernaut Xandar. And that's probably where they're going to play. Unless they're playing a Destruction deck. Which obviously you've seen like most... Oh, they're playing Destruction again. Okay. This location's too good. Squirrel Girl, looks like it's Deathwave, Killmonger, all that good stuff. And then No, what? Are they playing Patriot? They're making some kind of weird plays. Like, I get playing into this. They must be playing Patriot. So they're probably fine with Ultra of Death then. We're not particularly fine with it. But we can drop Storm in there late. They can Storm Sunspot. Actually, will give us a lot of options, unless they're running what's the card that's really strong? The card Ultron. So Ultron's very strong, but what I'm thinking is they're not running that. So we're gonna see Storm. Oh, they're dropping a lot of cards into Altar of Death. They had all this power from it. We haven't used it once, and it's the feature location. You see Blue Marvel, Shocker, Misty Knight. So they're pushing a bunch of power there. What do we go for? We could Jessica Jones. Or no, this time we have to Avengers Compound. So we'll drop... Drax is guaranteed to hit, but Jessica Jones gets the same amount of power. So I think we drop Jessica Jones. That's fine. They're going to drop Patriot. So the question is, one, do they have Mystique to copy that Patriot? And I'm wondering, I don't think we can win that flooded location, also looking at it now. So we're going to have to win, obviously, Xandar. Can we win this? I don't think it's particularly this is like, you also know that you're not going to win, though, which is nice. So, yeah, we don't have the counter cards, unfortunately, but we can retreat. We're just doing these 1 or 2 cube games. Honestly, this has worked much better when the featured location wasn't in play, but it's still working okay. We're not getting steamrolled here or anything. And not playing a series mini series 3 cards isn't being too much of a problem. And as you know, I like playing control decks as well. I'm tempted to go into Altar of Death at some point, but just playing there seems so bad, so I just haven't done that. I'm going to drop Agent 13, going to get a bit more and energy for next turn. We see Tinkerer's Workshop as well, so they actually have 5 energy to work with this turn. Pretty impressive. See Juggernaut, we could play that. I don't hate it. Juggernaut, I don't even know if it triggers, but we'll see. We'll Juggernaut here. I think that's fine. Get a bit more to work with next turn. We'll actually be able to play Cosmo and Daredevil. And Juggernaut's not necessarily particularly great, but we don't move anything out of the way. That's okay. We're going to see a Professor X lockdown already. Wow. Okay, so they're going really aggressively there. They're going to snap on us. I'm tempted to Professor X lockdown as well. Where are they going to... I'll drop Altar of Death. We'll see how this goes. So they're going to drop Mr. Fantastic, push them a bit more power, guarantee they win the Tinkerer's, Shadowland, but now, yeah, we do the same thing they did. So we'll drop Shang-Chi, we'll drop Cosmo, I think, and Sunspot, and then we'll just chill with this Sunspot, being completely safe. I don't expect an Onslaught. Onslaught is bad because they'll win Altar of Death, but I don't think we're going to see that. I'm tempted to snap. I guess I'll snap. This is the first game we're snapping. I don't feel overly confident again, but I feel like we're very much in this game. We just pass on this turn, get 6 more power in the lane, or 5 more power from Sunspot. They drop Captain America, so they're going to get some power as well. We're up by 1, but we can drop Chavez, and I'm thinking... Oh, if they have Destroyer, that's really bad. Please don't have Destroyer. Oh, wait, no, Destroyer's going to destroy all their own stuff. So we're okay. If they drop Destroyer, they don't want to drop... Oh, no. Because we played the Cosmo. Yeah, if they have Destroyer... You know what? I'm going to say it. I think I'm losing this one. Is it 8 cubes? Is it an 8-cube loss here? It's a Blue Marvel? Is that enough? It's a tie. No, they won! Wow, that was so close. So we don't have late game push. You could drop Chavez as well for a late game push here, but yeah, I guess I should not have snapped with this list. We'll run one more game here though. I've been playing a lot of Snap, and this list is just fun to come back to. But let's see, we got Sunspot in our opening hand finally. Ooh, and Bar Sinister. I think I'll just drop Sunspot in this right location. I was gonna drop Nightcrawler into Bar Sinister. It feels pretty solid, but I don't know if it's necessarily worth it. We're going to see Human Torch. Interesting. Oh, and this art is insane. I love it. But we can drop... I'm going to see them move stuff around. Daredevil into Asgard. Feels very safe, though. I'm going to see a Cloak by them as well. So they're obviously going to move the Human Torch to their next turn. And we're going to get a card from Daily Bugle. We get Miles Morales. So if a card was moved last turn from either player, this costs less. I think we drop Cosmo. I think we move Sunspot. And I think we pass it over. You can drop Miles Morales next turn, probably into Asgard, which feels pretty okay. Some point moving on, drop Professor X's bow most likely. Are they going to be able to... Oh, yep. Their Craven gets buffed up a lot. I mean, it gets buffed up some. We only moved 2 cards there, but you see Cosmo. And yep, they're going to... Or it's after turn 4. So we drop Spider-Man. Okay, that's an awesome animation. Anyways, we can drop probably Nightcrawler as well. Realistically, we're not winning this lane just yet. I'll drop Spider-Man. And I guess I'll... Nah, I probably don't fill it with Nightcrawlers. Let's see. Filling Bar Sinister with Juggernaut seems kind of bad. Let's Juggernaut the right lane and move that card into Bar Sinister. So they're going to drop Vulture. Going to be sent to the left. And then they're going to play their Miles Morales as well, which will be moved again. Hopefully not to that. No, it's moved to the middle lane. Not ideal, but it's still okay. They see some more cards. It moves a bit sketchy. We haven't hit any of our really important pieces either here. But... get the big Daredevil turn here. So I'm thinking we could Professor X into Bar Sinister. That's not a bad play if they don't drop anything there. Oh, they drop stuff there. Okay, so they drop multiple man. Okay, this is weird. I can see the multiple man. I can kind of see. Okay, this Hulkbuster, all right, is so sick. But that's a surprise. That's not a ton of power there. I guess we drop Vision. We just send our Visions across, and then we drop... Yeah, okay, I feel actually really good. We're going to be able to push a ton of power by dropping Vision into Bar Sinister. And they've really locked up their board a bunch. And their Juggernaut actually is putting in some work because they can't drop anything into that middle location. So we're going to see the multiple man, and that's going to get... We're going to get 2 of those down. Then Hulkbuster, and I think... Oh, wait, do they get, like, another multiple man? They might. I don't really know. Yeah, they get 3 multiple men because the Hulkbuster, it's strange. But pretty much all that matters is that we're going to win this lane. So that's really good. We can send the Visions out across the lands all the way here. And then I think we just drop America Chavez. We're just going to have so much power in this right lane. I think we can win. And I don't think they're going to be able to manipulate their power. Maybe, though. I'm really nervous. America Chavez is going to easily win this left location. Maybe this deck's not as good as I thought it was, but I think it's quite good. Doctor Strange is going to pull over that Vulture. No, it's going to pull over... What did it pull? The Craven? And Dagger? Nice. Okay, we won very, very confidently there. Okay, that was nice. Ended on a win. As I said, Spider-Man really good in this list, the regular Spider-Man, but I don't have that yet, and it's not crucial, but this control list is really fun. So I hope you enjoyed. As always, if you enjoyed, like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. I really enjoy reading them, and you know what? We'll end it opening a chest. We'll upgrade Squirrel Girl here, and let's see. Do we get a new card? Do we get that Spider-Man that we were hoping for? We can Infinity Split that later as well. Odin boosters. We get an Yellow Jacket art. That's actually a pretty solid art. But, yeah, we can split the Squirrel Girl as well. And we get that rainbow background. So I'll set that as favorite. So I hope you enjoyed. We can upgrade that Yellow Jacket. Doesn't make a ton of sense. But I hope you enjoyed. And as always, I'm excited to see you in the next video.